All right, welcome back. So today we're going to go ahead and create the exploded view here of our T9 Automoblox vehicle. Okay, so when you come into Autodesk, hopefully when you're finished, you'll have something that looks a bit like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a new, in this case you want a standard.ipn presentation, create. We're going to create a view, and what we're going to do is we are going to bring in our T9 final assembly here. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and start taking those wheels off first. Whoops. Let's tweak components. Pull that out. I like to do each part and do a tweak components for each part. It just makes it easier to edit down the road here. Okay, let's come over here and do the other wheel. And let's do the back wheel. Grab that axle. Let's do our final wheel. Okay, now I'm just going to kind of look here to make sure everything is kind of laid out evenly. So, and this one looks pretty good. So I'm just going to kind of go off this one right here, and I'm going to align them all so that they're similar to our front passenger side wheel here. And that's why I tweak components for each part individually, so I can just grab these green dots. It makes it really easy to edit. And make everything symmetrical and even here. All right, so there's the wheels. Now let's go ahead and do the front end. So tweak components, and this one's a little tricky. You got to find this line here. Then you want to click on the x-axis, pull it out. All right, let's do the back end here. Oops. Let's just do that again. Once again, I'm going to kind of make everything look nice and symmetrical. So let's move that up just a bit, that up just a bit, and that up just a bit. And then I'm going to move this in. this in. Okay, looking pretty good. Now we just got to do our windshield. Now I'm going to click on that y-axis. Try it again. There we go. Close. Let's do one more. And there we go. Now let's just maybe brought that up maybe a little too high. Same with that part. Okay. Now what you can do is go ahead and come on over here to animate. I'm going to change this to 5 so it goes by fast. Hit apply. And let's see how it all becomes assembled here. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and bring our exploded view into a drawing file document here. We're going to create a parts list, and we're going to give a balloon for every part here. Okay, your parts list should have the part name or number, material, mass, volume, and density. Okay, and then an item and quantity as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. So let's get started. Come over here. We're going to do a new ANSI.idw, create. Okay, in this instance, for sheet 1, I'm actually going to, you can, and feel free to use C or B, or even A if you can fit it. Okay, but I'm going to use a size B this time. Okay, normally we will use size A, but this time we're going to use size B. Okay, so I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to go ahead and click on base. Now I'm going to hit escape. Set yours to the view that you want. So notice I kind of moved it around to where I have a good view where I can see almost every single part. Okay. And then what you're going to do is when you go to base, okay, you're going to bring in that assembly, hit open, and you're going to go to current. All right. And then find a size that works for you. I think let's try 1 to 1. A little big, maybe 2/3. That works. Give it some color, hit OK, and hit escape, and you can kind of move it around. Now let's go ahead and create a parts list. So go to annotate and come over here to parts list. And once again, let's select our document here. That works. All right, and then very important for your BOM view, this time we got to make sure it says parts only, because if you do structured, it's going to bring in the sub-assemblies. So make sure you select parts only so you get all the parts. All right, and then everything else looks good. Hit OK. Drag your table over here in the corner or wherever it's out of the way here. All right, so notice the file names here. It brings in my file names, but let's go ahead and do some quick editing real quick. So come on down, okay, and do edit parts list. All right, so what we want to do is come over here to column chooser. We want to bring in mass, volume, and you may have density. If you don't have density, then you just go new property and type in density. Hit OK. Okay, and let's see here. Hit OK. Let's make sure we got all of our options here. Okay, now very important, come over here to mass, format column, and we want to use apply units for grams because those are units of density. Hit OK. In fact, you know what? To give us a little more room, we can use a little less precision here. Okay, volume, format column, apply units formatting, and we want centimeters cubed, and we also want precision. Let's make it a little less precise here with to the tens place or 1 sig fig, and hit OK. And then let's see here for description, format column, let's call that material. Hit OK. And then for over here, let's call that part name. Hit OK. All right, and then what I want you to do is, so you have the part name already in here. What you can do is just cut that and paste it over here. So it's ABS plastic is your material. Now, I'm going to go ahead and clean stuff up, but what you need to do here is do this for every single part. So you have the part name, part material, you have the mass and the volume, and to get density, all right, you can just go to the calculator, and you know density is equal to mass divided by volume, so 6.9 divided by 6.5, and you get 1.06. So over here in density, you're going to type in 1.06 grams per centimeters cubed. And then, so once you have one column, go ahead and do that for all of them. So you have the name, material, mass, volume, and density. And then go ahead and hit apply. Okay, so now that you're done, you should have your item quantity, how many of each part you have, the part name, okay, your material, your mass, volume, and density. And then lastly, what you want to do is just go through here and just tidy everything up. So and then go ahead and hit apply. Okay, and there is our nice parts list, and it looks like some of these still did not come on, kind of shrink like we wanted them to. So I'm just going to kind of move them myself. Okay, now we can just start ballooning our parts here. So come on up here to balloon. Okay, when you balloon your parts, try to get them to where they're all angled at a similar angle. Okay, it just makes it look like you put some work and some thought into it, and it makes it just look professional. And just balloon it. When you're done, you just double click on them to kind of get them in place. So click and double click, and just basically go around and do that for every part. You probably don't need to watch me do it once you get the hang of it. So once you're done with every part, okay, you might want to just double check just to make sure it looks something like mine. In fact, you can do your balloons at different angles, whatnot, your call. And when you're done, you might want to go back and do some kind of finishing touches here. Okay, just double check you got every part, and looks like we don't have this block socket here, so hit OK. I'm going to hit escape, and they all look pretty much aligned. So that should do it. The last thing you should always do when you're doing these is just always put your name in there, please. All right. And you want to have a little extra time, come on down here and just put our school here. Remember to take a screenshot when you're all done. All right. Thanks for watching.